Nobel laureate Amartya Sen says that India is not a story of unmitigated gloom. He believes that identifying corruption is halfway to solving it, and democracy is best suited to tackle corruption. Here he is in conversation with Supriya Srinath.
I don't think the confidence has been lost, really. I think there are a number of big stories. But, I think to identify a problem is halfway to solving it. So whenever there exists a problem, you take corruption. Corruption has existed in the Indian economy for a very long time. What has happened is actually there's much more discussion of it and much more demand for accountability. And also with the growth of the Indian economy, the magnitudes involved are larger because many people are much richer. So I don't really think that it's a scene of catastrophe you're looking at. And it's, to some extent, it's a matter of delight that an old problem, corruption, is now receiving much more attention. I don't think the story is one of unmitigated gloom, so the way forward out of the gloom isn't really, I think, Supriya, in my judgment, not the right way of thinking about it. The questions are we diagnosing the problems correctly? That's the real difficult issue. They always look like getting worse when you diagnose an old problem. When people existed in a situation when there's always rampant corruption, the fact that corruption has become something which people find impossible to tolerate, that surely is progress. It's not so much that things have got worse, it's just that what was bad is being much more clearly diagnosed. I think the fact that opposition is powerful is not a limitation of democracy. That's part of the democracy. It's not the job of democracy to make the power of the government unrestrained, because I think what democracy does is to make, to use an old phrase I think that John Stuart Mill made commonly understood, namely government by discussion possible. A kind of rivalry between the center, between the ruling government and the opposition seems to me to be healthy rather than a limitation of democracy.